top of the morning to you laddies, it is me, your divine overlord back again. I come here today on a serious matter. A dear friend of mine has recently come out as being seriously ill. Some of you may know him. Here he is. He goes by the name Shmorgan. He is a devout anime enthusiast and enjoys tearing kiddos up in the Smash Bros on the daily. Shmorgan was born in the year of 1869 Lmao. He was born to a poor Japanese family who unfortunately were unable to provide for him. They left him in a forest, to be found by a pack of monkeys. They took him in as their own and raised him. The monkeys saw him as a messiah. His curly nest-like hair gave the monkeys a perfect place for the baby monkeys to be kept safe and warm. When he reached the age of 3 he ran away. He could not take the monkey life anymore. They used him for his luscious locks, and the other baby monkeys bullied him. He went in search of his parents, but they were never found. On his search for them, he came across a group of people huddled in a corner throwing rocks at each other. They referred to themselves as the bros. As the rock throwing continued, one bro was struck in the head by the thickest rock Shmorgan had ever seen. It left the bro's head smashed open. It was here, leaning over the body, that Shmorgan came up with the idea of a new breed of game. He would call it Smash Bros. He took this idea with him to the heart of Tokyo, where he met a man named Masahiro Sakurai. He loved the idea and assisted Shmorgan in making his dream a reality. It was now the year 1941. You may think that Shmorgan must at least be 70 years old by now, but that's where you are wrong. He ages like no other. His monkey-infused blood has made him a superhuman. He now ages at 1/10 of the speed a normal human being would. Anyway, as sales of this new breathtaking game increased, it looked like Shmorgan would have a bright future. However, in early December the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. This made Shmorgan very angry, as he knew that this would have a grave effect on the sale of his new game. He decided that his only choice was to fight for the country he was born in. As the war continued, Shmorgan had broken all prior kill streaks. He was a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. By August of 1945 Shmorgan had unlocked all the skins from his Fortnite Battle Pass. He was unstoppable. Unfortunately, things would take a turn for the worst. On August 6 the great big diss track was dropped out of the sky over Tokyo where Shmorgan was. The Allies had deemed Shmorgan as the enemy of the world and they would strive to kill him at any cost. This diss track was the most fire of them all. It was written by Drake Bell himself and would leave no man alive. Not even a monkey blood infused dandy individual like Shmorgan could survive a diss track so great. Shmorgan only had one chance of survival. He had to freeze himself in a block of carbonite. Without a second thought he did so in an attempt to save the world's greatest mind. It was over 70 years later that Shmorgan would be woken up, this time by a group of Japanese children who found him in a basement, since Shmorgan had not eaten in over 70 years. You can imagine he had worked up quite an appetite. He had no choice but to eat the children. After this morning snack he left the basement to be greeted by a new modern world, a world which Shmorgan was not familiar with, one of opportunity, but most importantly a land of only the best YouTube creators ever, such as Ali A, Review Brab, and most importantly, Drake Bell. Sorry dear Moo, but you have to actually upload to be a YouTube creator. Back to the point. Shmorgan saw that his co-founder of Smash Brothers, Masahiro Sakurai, had betrayed him. He took control of the whole company, and when Shmorgan confronted Masahiro he pretended he did not know him, and exiled Shmorgan from Japan. In search of sanctuary, he came to the only place he felt would accept him. Ireland, or as we call it, the He moved in with a family in a small seaside town, and blended in as a teenage boy. It was here that Shmorgan would unfortunately contract the disease that would soon end his life. We called it weeb syndrome. Shmorgan had found a new passion for all things weeb. He spent hundreds of hours watching animes and reading mangas. It got so bad that the only way Shmorgan could sleep was with his beloved waifu pillow of Lord Dear Moo by his side. At the moment there is no cure for this god-awful disease. I have been told before that I will soon get this illness as I watch this great cartoon called Yu-Gi-Oh! They tell me it's weeb, but I must disagree. What do you guys think? Is it weeb? So, in conclusion, we see that Shmorgan lived a great life up until he was poisoned by weeb culture. Don't let it blind you though, he's still a great guy. Love you brah. No homo.